Last night, but I slept like a baby in this little cove. Yesterday afternoon it was quite windy, and even though it was windy, this was quite the little protected place here at this park here at Roosevelt, Washington. We are hoping for almost a 50-mile day today and going through 2 locks. I believe that will put us through all of the locks except Bonneville Dam. And we don't normally leave this early in the morning. I think it's a little bit after 5 o'clock in the morning. And the wonderful thing with that is you get to see the sunrise. So anyway, the forecast is for the wind not to be too crazy this morning, and so we are looking forward to that potentially. Good morning, everybody. We are starting off the day with 10 to 15 mile-an-hour winds, pretty much as predicted. And this afternoon is supposed to get up to 20-30, and it's a little bit notorious from here to the Dalles, and I think even on the other side. So today might be a pretty big day. Planning on going through 2 dams in one day. I think that is our record. We a lot of times only go through 1 dam a day. The dams are 50 miles apart, roughly. On most of this trip, it seems. But yeah, we got about a foot or 2 wave, just enough to make the boat move a little bit, and we are running 6.5, almost 7 knots sometimes, or around 7.5 miles an hour, and a little bit over 90 foot of water depth. Things are going just fine so far. We started at 5:30 this morning, which is pretty early for us. But like I say, we want to be at the first dam at 9:30 for recreational boaters. Kind of gives you assurance that you can get through. If you go at that time, you're actually prioritized over commercial traffic. And then if we do a little bit of a fast cruise, we should arrive to the second dam at 12:30, and then we hope to stay for a number of days at the Dalles, which is just a couple, like maybe even only a mile or 2 or so beyond the second dam. And right off the top of my head, I forget the name of that dam, but I'm sure I will be updating with that information when we're arriving there. Just wanted to give a little view from time to time, and this is a rather scenic spot here, I think. We got the interstate on the Oregon side coming down through here. Quite pleasant morning. So I've thought quite a bit about this here situation that we're in right now. We have this barge, and he's barging down on us. And right around this corner, I don't think you can see it right now, but about 5 miles behind us, we have another barge that's barging up behind us. So this is a first time for me to be in a situation like this, and we are cruising up on the John Day Lock. I believe we're within an hour of arrival, and we're about a half hour ahead of the schedule when we could go through. But there's always the possibility of a little variation depending on commercial traffic and stuff, I would imagine. So hopefully not too much of a delay, because we have about a 3-hour cruise to the next one, and if this lock is too far off schedule, it will maybe make it difficult to get through the next lock. So anyway, nice view though to enjoy in the meantime either way. Here's another view a little bit closer up of this barge going by us. I don't know who's driving this ship that we're on, but anyway. Oh, good. There is somebody at the wheel. Okay, we are in the John Day Lock, and we are, I believe, around 70-80 feet down so far. And this lock is between 110 115 feet, and it is the largest single lift lock in the US/Western Hemisphere, according to Google anyway. So we are getting down close to all the way down, and it looks like the exit is a guillotine door that we will run under. So nice gentle rainfall all over us as we exit. And Shyla is back at the back of the boat, kind of keeping us secure. I tried to bump the boat back so that there's a buoy on the back wall there, and then one up here towards the front. Helps if you push the right thrust to the right direction. You're at the end of your rope? Yeah, sorry about that. That was a goof up on my part. I grabbed the rear thruster instead of the front. Goodness. Yeah, we must be maybe hearing the, I don't know if the turbines reverberate over here or not. I think we're at 95 right now. So another 10-20 feet maybe. As surprising as it may seem, it looks like they might let us out of here. This would have been a great opportunity to lock us up for sure. So that is a very big gate. And probably some pretty impressive cables holding it up. Okay. guessing there's commercial traffic coming in, because they normally do not lift it that high for me. Copy, Snug Tug cleared exit. Yep. Go ahead. Where's our gate? Right here. Exactly. Not sure we got a lot cleaner. That's at least the second lock. Second? Or was it the third lock for the guillotine gate? Our boat will definitely be due for a wash when we have the opportunity. Okay. And we'll get the bumper buoys in. The John Day Dam is putting out a little bit of mist into the air, and there's all these little places to fish at if you have the right credentials, I'm sure. A lot of pelicans under these dams, and fishermen also like to spot a lot of times as well. Follow the birds. They know where the fish are. So this is just below the John Day Dam. It's a little narrower part of the channel. We're pretty glad we have a relatively calm day, wind-wise, to go through here. We're running only 1200 RPM it can sometimes feel nicer to go faster because we are going pretty slow. These waves are big enough that it's really lifting the boat pretty good. But yeah, we have got only a little over 10 mile-an-hour winds, which is pretty calm for the gorge. And these waves are a little bit further apart, so we're going through them a little bit different. But anyway, I'll stick this camera outside and show you what it looks like outside versus inside. But yeah, we've got some really nice sized waves. I'm glad it ain't worse than this. I did try to speed up there for just a little bit, and boom, that's a good way to put water on your windshield. And it does seem like these waves are huge enough that we need to go slower rather than faster. I think I'm going to move to the side of the channel and see if that is a little bit better. We are pulling up to the Dalles lock. Even though the seas aren't very big right here, we do have at least around 25 mile-an-hour winds or so. Kind of hitting us on the side a little bit. Might make things a little bit interesting. And yeah, what'd you say? Mount Hood is rather predominant in our view now. This is the lower side of the Dalles lock and dam, and over here is the Dalles boat launch right there, and then this marina. And we have paid for 4 nights to be here. I slept 7.5 hours last night, and I think Shyla might have done 9.5 hours. So that's a little indicator of how nice this is, considering we're kind of in the middle of the windy area of the Columbia. It was quite breezy last night, but yeah. And right over here is the interstate, and is relatively level here, so not a lot of jake brakes, and doesn't really feel too noisy considering our proximity. Didn't really hear any trains and stuff, so that's all over far enough away that yeah, we were able to sleep quite well. Looks like there might be a crop duster over there, or just a pilot flying around having fun. All of a sudden I'm starting to realize a lot of my videos include a airplane in them, even though I have been a pilot in the past. Well, technically I guess I am a pilot, but I'm not currently flying. Yeah, the sky has a definite allure for me. Here is another view here in the marina. We came a few days ago from Umatilla, and right across the dock from where we stayed in Umatilla, this here big green boat normally will be residing. So we got to say hi to the owner of that boat. Yeah, really nice facilities. They have diesel, gas. Here in Oregon, there's a lot of places specifically for emptying like a cassette toilet, which we have. So we don't even have to go to a regular restroom to empty it, and that's nice. They have pump out facilities. They have when you come in here, you just put your payment in a card with I don't know, 2 or 3 pieces of information to identify your boat. And so far we haven't even talked to anybody from a check-in standpoint, so about as convenient as could be. And yeah, for $25 a night there is water and electric at the front of our boat there on the slip, so very convenient. This is the first time that we have used shore power when we're running air conditioning 24 hours a day. I'm suspicious that our solar can't quite keep up with that. I did come to find out that my DC to DC charger was not charging at all. So it was protecting the battery just fine from the alternator just fine from the battery, but it was doing nothing for us. So I did get the settings correct on that, and voila, when you're having a big long day driving, you can definitely get a little extra benefit of 30 amps an hour going into the battery switch. After we did run 24 hours roughly or so of air conditioning up at Umatilla, and I do think we ran the batteries down deeper than I've ever ran them down so far. I think I've been keeping the batteries up on the high side, and so very excited to buy a battery monitor and be able to know my state of charge instead of guesstimating based on battery voltage. And with lithium, just going off the battery voltage is not very accurate. We are stuck waiting for a train here in the Dalles. Just running over to the auto parts store, another boat project, and right through here is the American Cruise Line's cruise ship. And there's a bus for that sitting here waiting on the train like we are. So anyway, and then I think there's a little farmer's market we're going to go see if we can get some irresistible food. Okay, we got tired of waiting on the train, and right beside us was this little park. So we popped over here to look at the Lewis and Clark Memorial. I don't know that I've really talked about it a lot on this trip, and I definitely do not have a comprehensive knowledge of everything. Only in my own mind do I know it all. But here is a little Lewis and Clark Memorial. Oh, that's interesting. Looks like there's some sort of a strap there holding it together, maybe. Maybe that's what they had to do with their boat as well. But anyway, yeah, kind of a cute little place. Got some nice flowers. Nice little park right here. Hello everybody. Thank you so much for being here. If you are still watching the video at this point, I just want to let you know that this particular episode was the most boisterous or big waves and that we encountered on the Columbia River, and I have several larger clips in real time showing some of that, the remainder of the video, and so I just want to let that out there in case somebody maybe would prefer not to watch that, or maybe you would prefer to watch that. Anyway, also, wow, it seems like the other day I was excited about 500 subscribers, and today is August 18th while I'm recording this voiceover, and we are just shy of 1,000. Thank you, everybody. Sometimes when I make these videos, I have a desire to make them much more dense with a lot more information, and I'm pulled with putting lots of details versus having just a pleasant, immersive ride down the river, which is something that I also care much about portraying. I want to, as much as possible, make it feel like you are there as much as possible for a video. Anyway, thank you all, and if you want to watch the remaining part of this video, it will be several clips and also a full speed run to clear out our turbo. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. How did the shower fall down?
around this house too. Right around this corner now, we got, am I wrong? Right, nope, I'm wrong, still got a ways to go. We've got about 6 miles to go, 3 miles till we can have a view of the dam probably. Got a long corner to the left. Almost 33. We're at 8 miles an hour, so 20 to to 25 mile an hour winds. Use the truth. And I'm not even going to guess what these waves are, because sometimes they don't look too bad, and then you get into some pretty good sets. Like commercial traffic normally goes around this island on the right, and looks like I have no issue going on the left and taking a shortcut, because 10-20 feet of water is still nice for me. Rough weather sign. The power pot hit the ceiling. I think that's one of the first times I'm hearing it hit. I hope so. This is just such a long, straight stretch where nothing breaks up the wind and waves. So we're coming up on Miller Island. A lot of people would take the very big white stretch around to the left, which is a longer distance. And one of the locals that we met in Umatilla recommended the right-hand side to be much more scenic. And it's a shortcut, and I am hoping that it might be a little bit calmer conditions as well. Conditions are why I use Rain-X, because a lot of the water just rolls off really quick, and like right now it's almost a constant amount of water hitting the windshield. But yeah, these are pretty sizable waves, pretty close together. The winds in this area are, I don't know if they're funneling, but they're quite a bit higher than we anticipated. The apparent wind is 40 miles an hour, and that is with us going 9 miles an hour into the wind, and so the true wind speed is 30. Big wave, real big. Yeah, it's right here. I am getting water through my hatch. Must be the way it hits it so hard, because it's never leaked when it rains. Only a couple drops. hopefully our electric bikes work after this. I definitely need to get those bike bags ordered. If you're safely able to do so, partly at least. Yeah, that too. Yeah. Yeah, we're getting water up over the top of the boat. I hope that we can. Oh man. Well, I got shallow water here on my right. I didn't want to have to do this, but I do, because I'm not willing to risk it in shallow water in these kind of conditions. Oh, big, really big waves, really, really big. Okay, 30 feet of depth, so that's really good. Is that commercial barge moving? Yeah, he is. tidewater.
Yeah.
5 minutes. Wow. That wind is blowing that water way back. Got some ways here.
How's your engine temperature? Yours good?
It takes seems like about 10 minutes to get truly warmed up. And then, yeah, I think they recommend 20 minutes. And it's been, yeah, probably maybe 10, 15 hours since I did this. So it was new. Kind of glad to utilize it here where we actually can use it. Make a little bit more comfortable ride through here, and we actually need to make up a little time from that. That was quite the little stretch through that gorge there. A little bit on the narrow side compared to a lot of the Columbia. Almost 60 feet of water. Boy, can you imagine this like in our Bayliner? We would be pounded to death. Not that this is a calm ride, but yeah, there's a lot of places you can stop. That's actually staying at more, maybe a few degrees cooler than normal. Maybe all this cruising and fresh fresh water is might make my heat exchangers a little bit squeakier clean. Got a feeling about that